Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about the third round selection the Dallas Cowboys made in the 2022 NFL Draft. That's Jalen Tolbert. We're going to be talking about more specifically his recent hamstring injury and the discussion on whether or not we should be worried about this. And I'm going to get into why this was even a topic to begin with. Now, before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and like the video, it doesn't take too long to do. It helps the video perform better in YouTube's algorithm, so that'd be greatly appreciated if you could do so. Next, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe as well. I just rechecked the numbers and over 87% of you guys watching are not subscribed. So please make sure to hit that subscription button with the little red button down there, or you can click on the link in the first pinned comment in the comment section. Also, leave a comment on how you feel about this. Do you think that this is something to be worried about? Do you think that, hey, you know what, we're A-okay? By all means, leave that down in the comment section below. But with all those introductions out of the way, Jalen Tolbert has been missing some time due to a hamstring injury. Now, why is this important to talk about? Well, my friends, it's because if you followed the Dallas Cowboys, you would know that this is something that has gone on for quite some time. Hamstrings have been a notorious injury that has been present with the Cowboys for a while. And, I remember Miles Austin dealing with them. I think Dez dealt with them for a little bit as well. There have been plenty of guys that have dealt with these hamstring injuries, and the biggest reason why I get super worrisome about these is because of the track record. Now look, it's very, very early in this process as we get closer and closer to the season, but it's very important that we keep an eye out on this because the Dallas Cowboys do not have enough room to have these types of situations. The reason why I say that is because when you actually take a look at the room of receivers the Cowboys have, given the circumstances of where we're at right now, things can get dicey pretty quickly. So, you have CeeDee Lamb as your number one option. That's great. You know what? You got a guy that's young, getting into his third year. That's typically when young receivers emerge, and that's awesome. So you're set there. Your number two guy is still recovering from the ACL injury he sustained versus the Cardinals at the tail end of last year. And, he had a delayed surgery because of the swelling in his knee. And, he's been out there, which is great. But based off of how he's been healing and how long typically the Cowboys love to stretch the truth on things, he's not probably going to be back until the first or second month of the season is over. So I'd rather play that very conservatively so that we can prepare ourselves. Now, when you get to the third and fourth spots, because when you look at how the Cowboys have done from this year, or from last year to this year, you got rid of Amari Cooper, Cedric Wilson is gone, so you're looking to replace those, and, the way I look at it is early on you might struggle depending on if these two particular guys don't step up. Jalen Tolbert and James Washington. Now, for Jalen Tolbert, the hamstring situation, I get it. Very early on, and I know many of you might be acting like I'm crazy, but this is something that, again, the Cowboys have gone through. So if Jalen Tolbert has hamstring problems, or, hopefully this is just a one-off thing, but if there's something that flares up during the minicamp or he goes down, or hell, even James Washington going down, now you're looking at Simi Fehoko, who has been so-so during OTAs from what we've been hearing. TJ Vasher, who we've been hearing glaring things about, but again, we'll see. And you're kind of just going with guys that you don't know about at that point. And that is where I don't want to put our quarterback, and more particularly, if you're trying to compete in 2022, you cannot afford any slip-ups here. So, with all that out of the way, that's why it's important that he doesn't get hurt. And, this is something where I get worried because of the previous situations with hamstrings and the Dallas Cowboys. It's always these soft tissue injuries that get us. And I hope that this is just a once-in-a-blue-moon situation and we can just carry about our day and just worry about other things. But another element to this, too, Dalton Schultz. We talked about Dalton Schultz in the previous video, but if Dalton Schultz does in fact hold out and he plays hardball, I'm not saying he's going to miss time, but you always got to look at every single situation. That's just the honest to God truth of the matter. And so if he holds out and he starts not playing any games because he doesn't have a long-term deal, first off, that's his loss. I don't really care. But you have to now look at, okay, now you have a whole bunch of offensive weapons that your quarterback hasn't had a whole lot of time with. And what I mean by that is that there isn't a whole lot of regular season experience. And so you're kind of just rolling with young guys, and you just hope to God that it works. But that's also an opportunity for CeeDee Lamb to showcase who he can be. So that's another positive there if that's the case. But look, I would not be super hitting the panic button unless this problem persists. Not a big fan of the soft tissue injuries. I'm hoping that doesn't occur going forward. But keep an eye out, because we can't afford any missteps. So there's that. And I'm not going to talk about the James Washington injury primarily because it appears that he's been fine. You know, he was in a boot. Don't know what's going on. I heard he's okay. I'm going to just look at it. If it's something that's an issue, we'll talk about it. But I think that pretty much covers everything for today's video. So if you guys could do me a favor and like the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment about the situation, by all means, please do. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Goodbye.